last long. Okay, I mean, you grew up with this, and you knew it, but you know, whatever, you ate candy because you wanted to, all right? But if you have someone that's an athlete, let's say a basketball player, and they go ahead and have some candy before their practice or game, or you have this athlete over here that has fruit before his or her game again, all right? This person's got more energy for a more period of time, okay? I didn't say he's going to play better than him or whatever, but the thing is energy source, what you need. Okay, that is more of a better energy source, so that's why we want that. Okay, we want to stay away from though the simple sugars, which are the ones that a lot of our foods got these sugars in it. We look at the food label and you see high amounts of sugars, and we want to be careful with that because when we deal with the simple sugars, what happens to our bloodstream is we get that hyperglycemic state. Okay, so that's where you're all woo, yeah, bam, you're up there, this and that, right, blah blah blah. But then all of a sudden you come crashing down. Okay, because that's where you'll eat a whole bunch. Let's say at night, right? Hold on, Mario. And you eat a whole bunch at night or something like that. And then what do you do? What do you do after you eat a whole king's meal at home? Where do you go? Knock out, lay down. Okay? So we're not really going to use those calories or anything, right? We just eat a lot, and then we just crash out, okay? But see, what happens is that then we come down, all right? And then what happens in the morning or whenever we eat next, right? Which typically is in the morning, right? We stay down until we eat again, so however long that is. And then finally maybe we come back up for lunch or so forth, And then again, dinner, which whatever, it should be like real high. It should be way up here, right? Okay? All right? But now, this is hypoglycemic state, all right? So this is where, your blood sugar is very low, you get antsy, you get irritated, people bother you, you don't want to be around people, you're at work, you're frustrated, this and that. You didn't eat for a long time, all right? So a lot of things can be avoided. That's the thing about health and fitness and so forth. You can avoid a lot of these things. Everyone here is in relationships, I'm sure, or has been in relationships, right? Okay? I'll tell you what, through experience, the most times that I got into an argument with a girl, and I'll tell you this, is when I was freaking hungry. And probably she was hungry too. And it sounds silly. It sounds silly, but if you really think about it, it's very true. You get freaking irritated, right? But what happens? Maybe, hopefully, you make up and whatever, right? Okay? But then when you go ahead and go and grab something to eat. It happens a lot, all right? But that's just experience. That's not out of the book, okay? But I'm giving you examples, okay? Because what happens, let's say, if you're in the morning, like we talked about, the typical American, they do not eat breakfast. Or they eat a quick breakfast, a little freaking bowl of cereal. That's not going to do it, right? Or donuts. Now you go to your simple sugars, right? Okay, gives you a little boost and stuff like that, and you get used to it. You crave that sugar, right? Then it becomes a routine. Fine and dandy when you're a teenager, going to 7-Eleven before high school and stuff like that, getting there. But then it's a problem when you hit 30s and 40s, and you're trying to do the same thing, right? Because you're not as active and your body's different. Your metabolism slows down, and now all of a sudden you might have some more issues. Body fat accumulates and so forth.
So what does coffee fall into that?
Coffee?
Yeah.
Good question. I'm not sure. Because coffee is mainly caffeine.
Yeah. People used to say coffee makes them hyper, alert, right?
Correct.
Correct. And at the opposite effect. I get sleepy after drinking coffee.
Yeah, and that's something in your, biochemistry, dealing with your genetics and so forth, that counters that, But does anyone know what coffee
I don't think it'd be.
In the book?
Well, I mean,
Is it a carb?
Wouldn't it fall under disaccharides for using they pour table sugar or creamer in there?
Yeah, true. But coffee bean, we're
Coffee
talking
bean,
about, yeah.
Isn't it just straight up like
I don't know. Look it up, because that's a good question. That's a good question. It's a stimulant, right? We know that. And it gets you, gets your blood going, which Mario might have the answer to. But it gets your blood going, A lot of people will drink coffee before they work out. A lot of people will drink coffee, of course, you know, before they go to work to get them up and so forth and stuff. Not necessarily.
It's technically just, it's a natural, it comes from a natural bean. It's the coffee bean. There's really no caloric value to it because it's just extracted. It has no caloric content, no carbohydrates, no,
Come up here for a second.
it wouldn't even be listed as a monodisaccharide
There
or
you go. That's a good
polysaccharide.
question, and that's why, you know, I couldn't answer that.
And the whole caffeine thing, like, it just helps better oxidize fat before you do, you know, your cardio or before you do your workout. That's why they say, you know, take 200 to 400 mg of caffeine to help better oxidize fats within the mitochondria.
Okay. And then, of course, give me some negative effects.
I wouldn't really think of negative effects unless you really abuse it and you started drinking too much of it, and your body just quickly adapts to the sensitivity of it, and it wouldn't affect you as much.
Right, which is
I mean-
typical, because, I mean, you look at people that drink Starbucks, you know, which is very strong coffee, and then all of a sudden it's like, dang, man, how can they drink that? But after a while, it's like nothing to them. And then after a while, you see them at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, right before it opens, just waiting there for it, you know, and they need it. They need it, addicts, maybe a couple of you in this class, you know,
Oh,
need
Lord.
it. But again, that's where you become into a habit, right? Those donuts in the morning become a
so
habit.
long, dude.
You know, that coffee in the morning becomes a habit. But then after a while, like I said, those donuts don't have good nutritional value. You're not getting a lot of nutrients from those donuts, right? Yeah, it gives you a little energy, a little burst, a little kick in the morning and stuff, right? But you need a lot of nutrients because it's about avoiding the empty calories. And those are going to be high calories, which with very, very low nutrients, okay? And that's something you want to watch out for, all right? But what we want to do is we want to keep this stabilized, okay? Straight across, okay? Homeostasis, right, okay? Because what happens here is